righteousness. And he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Their ways are ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes. Every man from his youth is given to evil. Neither could they make to themselves fleshly hearts for stone. That's right. So it was already set up from the beginning that Adam was going to do this. All right. To bring in what I'm going to break down about Israel being put under all nations to fulfill what was spoken about in Jeremiah, and to further justify these other nations being subjected under the Lord, all right, and then the Lord subjecting himself under the Heavenly Father to establish the proper order that was supposed to be established from the beginning. All right. Verse 17. And that's what the new covenant for, Salak. All right, you got this guy pro-light talking about the new covenant. No, the new covenant is Yahushua put dying for us. All right, talking about the elect. Okay, and then us receiving the law, statutes, and commandments, that which is our heritage. The Lord removing the stony heart and putting the laws, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, so that we can operate perfectly, so we don't sin, so we don't have to go under the curses. Okay. All right. But we can't make our heart flesh, or obedient. All right, we still got a stony heart. Verse 17, it says, "For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion." Okay, so like when it said that man was created in the image of God, meaning he had rulership and power, because the word God means Allah, which means a power, ruler, or judge. And it told you through Yahushua, he created these thrones, dominions, principalities, and powers. Meaning he created these nations, he created their kings to be set up to rule over them, all right, 4 times. Okay. But the woman, all right, a woman was created to be a helpmate, an aid, a secure, all right, to the man, all right. Genesis 2:18. The Lord power, all right, said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmate for him." Who's the helpmate? It's the woman. Okay. All right. And out of the ground, the Lord power formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he will call them. And whatever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. That's right. And this Adam is talking about Yahushua. Okay. All right. So he named them. Okay, verse 20. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowls of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found an helpmate for him. Now, you understand, the heathen are compared to as beasts. All right, because they don't have the understanding of the true ways to operate like Israel do. So their ways is beast-like, man. Okay, and the field is the world. Okay, so in a parabolic form, the beasts of the earth was talking about these nations. It said that Adam could not find a helpmate that was suitable or compatible for him amongst the other nations. Okay. All right, verse 21. And the Lord power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh inside thereof. What's that talking about? Okay, rib. When you read about the nations, I keep reading, I'll break it down. Close the flesh itself thereof. And the rib which the Lord power had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. Now the word woman is synonymous with helpmate, which is a servant. Okay. All right. And he brought her unto the man. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." What is he saying? All right, let's get a precept back down. Break down what does he mean by bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh? Meaning that Eve was she was part of his people, proving that the only compatible women, all right, the only man she will be compatible with, or that it will work, is men of her own nation. Okay. Because it told you what we just read, that the Lord divided the nations, and then once he divided the nations, he set kings over them, which were men. Okay? Alright? That's right. The only men and only women that would be compatible is those of the same tribe or the same nation. Okay? All this guy dealing with that person dealing with that's caused confusion. And that can cause our people to fall, because these other nations are not in tune with the ways of the Bible, okay? And they can't be. You know, it's going to be a bunch of contention and confusion, okay? So it was always set up for the most compatible woman to be compatible with that man would be that of her own people. And he dealing with the women of his own nation from the beginning. But here's the precept to back up bone of my bone and flesh. Alright? This is 2 Samuel 5:1. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Okay? So when Adam made this statement, Genesis 2:23, and Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Alright, what was he saying? He's saying this woman that will be a helpmate unto him, that will be compatible, alright, and assisting him and those things which he needed her to do as a helpmate, as a servant, which that's what the word woman mean, okay, was one of his own people, of his own flesh and bone, okay, of his own kindred. That's what he was saying, okay. He said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. That's right. Okay, the woman, all right, the woman is not the one that bring forth the nations. It's the man. The man carries the seed. Okay, the Lord established that from the get-go. All right, because you got this guy pro-light. His woman said that through the Bartholin gland, which the Bartholin gland is what, in layman's terms, when a woman gets aroused and wet, okay, preparing for intercourse, all right, that's what the Bartholin gland does. It releases mucus, which lubricates the vagina, the entry of it, so that it is no discomfort when the man penetrates. But his woman said that the Bartholin gland, when she's going off, said that it secretes semen, all right, which semen is a reproduction byproduct, all right, that comes from man's testes. Okay, that's the proper term, testes. All right, where you get the word testosterone, which makes a man manly. Okay, a woman does not have testicles or testes. She has ovaries. All right. Okay, she has ovaries. Okay, which release eggs, not semen. All right, and the Bartholin gland does not release semen. All right, it releases mucus. All right, to lubricate the vagina for entry of the penis. Okay, all right. But it said that the woman was taken out of the man. Let's back that up. All right, 1 Corinthians 11. All right. 11:8, it says, For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Right? Why is that? Because when you go and read the law, all right, it breaks it down that man, all right, his seed, he can produce either male or female child. All right, you can read that in Leviticus 12. Okay? All right? So it says, 1 Corinthians 11:8, the man is not of the woman. So the woman does not determine your ethnicity or the nation that you come from. Okay? What she does, she is an aid in helping that man, whoever the man is.